Hi everyone, this is the LEGO Star Wars Plo Koon's Jedi Starfighter Microfighter. It's the first set in the 754 series, and it was released on June 1st, 2025, and I will build this without the instructions. Here's the front of the box, here's the top where we can see the Plo Koon minifigure in real size, and here's the back of the box. We even see a little bit of the underside, so from these three pictures, I believe that we can build this set without the instructions. Well, let's find out. I'd say the box is about half full of pieces, and we got two numbered bags. These plates are not part of any bag, and they're both 2x8 dark bluish gray plates. And we have one instruction manual with a QR code to scan for points. So I will be using this angle right here as well as what is shown on the box, but I will not be checking the contents inside until after I'm done with the build. All right, let's get started. At this point, I'm not even sure that we're supposed to build bag 1 and then bag 2 afterwards. So I'll open bag 2 and just use those pieces to fill the gaps that I have in between these various sub-assemblies of the Starfighter. And we are done with the build, with bag 2 giving us the remaining pieces to finish off the Microfighter. And it gives us, unfortunately, only the head of an astromech droid to be placed right here. So honestly, I really wish they gave us the full droid. But let's take a look at the minifigure first. Plo Koon is one of the Jedi. He appeared in the Clone Wars show, and he is a nice minifigure to get. He is done entirely in various shades of brown, a little bit of tan printing on the legs. So it is nice to see that the printing is there, although I suppose the detail could have been improved somewhat. And so the printing on the torso is very subtle. You have to basically look at it at just the right angle to catch it, otherwise it's almost invisible. But at least it's good. The torso and legs are okay. Not extraordinary or anything like that, but for a Microfighter minifigure, I cannot ask for more. But the head is where it's at with this minifigure, with dual molding between the black and the dark orange. Just look at that shape. It's very well done, very well produced, very well executed. No matter what angle you look at it from, this is definitely not a standard minifigure head, and I can understand a lot of people wanting to get the set just for this minifigure. And good news, because it's a Microfighter, that's actually not such a bad decision compared to getting an Ultimate Collector Series set that costs like hundreds and hundreds of dollars just for one figure. So for a set like this, I think this is completely justifiable. And yeah, if you are a fan of this character, then this is an excellent way to get him without breaking the bank. And here's a look at the head directly from above. So yes, this is a custom mold. It's currently exclusive to this set, and I do hope LEGO produces it in more sets, but even if it stays exclusive, because this is a very cheap set, we will be able to get this figure without having to spend lots of money. I'm very happy about that. So excellent figure right there. There's a droid head, but unfortunately no droid, and as I was trying to remove the droid from this position, I found out it's very difficult to remove just this head specifically, especially since it's a new piece. Here it is, taking a closer look at it from all different angles. And the print quality here is nice. It's very consistent, it's very crisp, and I like the printing that they've done here. But then where is the droid? We just get the head. And yes, it's a cheap set, but really LEGO really should have given us a proper droid, full droid, and not just the head. Come on, LEGO. It would have cost like 5 cents, 10 cents extra. These pieces don't cost that much. But at least what is here is good, and most people are going to have enough droids to be able to have bodies to put this on, but still, it's a bit disappointing to only have the head and not the droid. Moving on to the Microfighter itself, it's actually more impressive to me than what appears on the box when you look at it from the top. I really like this view with all the striping between the white and the dark blue. It's very contrasting, it looks very menacing, it looks very dangerous despite its small size. This is definitely a toy and not an Ultimate Collector Series, but it's a good toy. It's well built. There are no stickers in this set. It's completely brick built with only genuine building techniques, and I really appreciate that. There's a small gap right here that I don't like too much, but it's understandable. Well, especially when you fold the wings, then I don't know if there's much that you can do about this gap, but it's not the end of the world. And yes, the wings are adjustable. They can be like this, which is the default pose that is always shown on the box, but then you can also straighten them out. You cannot really bring them up further. Well, yeah, you can bring them down up to this extent if you want to, although I don't think this is a very good look. So this is the default look. Maybe this is okay. This is not that great, and this, I suppose, is useful depending on what you want to do. And in this case, it just looks like a big flat triangle. Not completely flat, but flat-ish. You get the idea. And from here, you have a nice place where you can swoosh this thing, and this is very easy to swoosh around. It's very light in the hand, but you do get to enjoy the building process while building it. So I'm mostly confident of the build just because the box shows it from every single different angle, but I might have misplaced 1 or 2 pieces. But overall, it's going to look something like this. So You have the front of the aircraft, which is done very thin, and the resolution here is not great, to be honest, with the blockiness, but I guess it's unavoidable at this scale, and it is a microfighter after all. We have to use our imagination to imagine this is a bit more smooth, but this is good, this smooth part right here. And again, it depends on what angle you look at this from. There are some stud shooters on the wings, so you press down. We've seen these before. Just be careful when giving these to kids because it's very easy to lose those tiles or plates. In this case, it's transparent light blue tiles that are given in the set, and there are 5 total. So if you lose 1 or 2, you'll still be okay. You have the astromech droid right here. This is its default location, and as we saw before, it's a little bit difficult to remove it from here because it's attached with all 4 studs. However, the minifigure is only attached with 2 studs, and we'll look at that in a moment. But yeah, just to continue looking at this thing from all the angles, we see here, well, it doesn't look too bad from the bottom. There's no ugly colors or anything like that, so it's okay. And here at the back, I do like the engines, the way they did them with these transparent pieces. And apparently now it is legal to put a transparent bar inside one of these transparent pieces. From what I recall in the past, this used to be illegal. And the motors do spin right here, and that's not really an official feature, but I guess it's useful for people to enjoy spinning these wheels around. So that's pretty fun. And then now we can take the minifigure and put him inside, but before we do that, we need some place to hold on to the lightsaber. And thankfully, there is a place for that, and that is right here underneath with this clip, as shown prominently on the box right here. So we just clip this here. This is very useful for play because kids, they often lose these things if they're not clipped on. Yeah, we'll take the minifigure, put him inside. And I see here that the sight line is unobstructed, and what I mean by that is that the minifigure can look to the front without the droid getting in the way. This thing here is comically small, but it is a microfighter, so I'm not going to complain too much about the windshield. And yeah, he's basically riding in outer space without a helmet and without any protective covering of any kind. But we're just going to imagine that because he's an alien, it's all okay for him. So yeah, it's a nice microfighter, very swooshable. It looks good from most angles, and at the price that they're asking us to pay of $15 US or $18 Canadian, I do think that is reasonable. Don't just look at the piece count and say price per piece, because we got here an exclusive minifigure with a molded head, and this cost LEGO a lot of money to produce, so I do understand that they would put a premium on this. Plus there's a Star Wars tax, it's a license set, and they have to pay to use the Plo Koon license, etc., in addition to the Star Wars name in general, plus this droid. But really, I do wish that LEGO included a full droid with this set. That would have helped the value so much. And in terms of the building experience without the instructions, I did find it to be quite enjoyable. It was a lot of fun to put this set together, relying only on the box and not looking at the 3D view or anything else. Sometimes I do look at those for the larger sets where you just have to look at something from the back or look at some of the interior builds, but in the case of this particular set, you can build it completely from the box without having to look at anything else, and I do think it's a nice challenge. Just like the dropship of the Death Trooper and Night Trooper battle pack that I built without instructions earlier this month. So this was also fun to put together. Which one of these is easier? I think this one is a bit easier. It's more blocky and more obvious, more symmetrical. So if you're a total beginner to building LEGO without the instructions, probably start with this set first. It's a little bit more expensive, just a few dollars more, but you got 4 minifigures here, 4 good figures. And then once you've built this without the instructions, this won't be too challenging either. So both of these are pretty fun. And maybe one day you can build an Ultimate Collector Series Star Wars set without the instructions. And speaking of which, let's take a look at the instructions just to see if there's any useful information at the front or back. Yes, there's the LEGO Builder app as usual. It does tell you open bag 1 only and start building. So apparently it is by building phases. And let's see, just for the sake of completeness, bag 1 builds you basically this part of the set right here in the middle, plus one of the wings, which is rather unusual. Usually they build the wings together. And then bag 2 obviously builds the rest. And then there are these sets right here. Those are the smaller sets that LEGO released this year. Are you interested in the Darth Maul mech? If you are, leave a comment down below, and I might buy it and build it without the instructions if I get enough comments asking me to do so. Here is the part list. If you're interested, all of this is also available on LEGO.com, and there's no additional information about Plo Koon or anything like that. I really wish that even for the kid-oriented sets, not just for the 18+ sets, they would give us at least like one page in the instructions telling us who is this guy, because not everyone is a Star Wars expert, not everyone has the curiosity to look up things on Wikipedia and things like that. So I think just giving that information to kids, to parents, is a good thing to do. And you can just reduce one of the instruction steps if you don't want to waste paper on that, because I guarantee you if I just flip to a random page of the instructions, at least they don't have a use your hands because it's a 6+ set. Like, come on, this step 15 does not need to be a separate instruction step. Are you telling me that we need to waste a whole page just to have this one piece? Come on, like, even LEGO with their own other sets, it's not as bad as this. So I do think that we can do better. Yeah, like, this could have been just like one instruction step on these 3 pages, and on those 3 pages they could have told us about Plo Koon and his droid. So yeah, those are my thoughts on this set. What do you think? Let me know in the comments down below, and be sure to like and subscribe because there are more amazing videos coming your way very soon. Thanks again, and I'll see you in the next one.